like Marduk and King's and Armor King's grapple system.
Can't wait.
Like you could do a whole fight with just grapples in it. It's crazy.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's recording, so you got that audio.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so before you ever had any encounter with Tekken 6 at all, what were your overall thoughts about the Tekken series?
Well, I actually love the Tekken series. I was a big fan until after Tekken Tag 5 came out for the PS2. I kind of stopped following it because it kind of felt like the same game. But then I heard the new Tekken 6 came out, and I wasn't that excited to begin with because I don't know, I kind of just got tired with it, moved on to I thought was bigger and better things. But when I played this game, at first I was kind of like, but that was only because I got my ass kicked severely, because this is one of those games you can't button mash your way through. If the other person knows what they're doing, they will severely kick the shit out of you in this video game. Like, it's not even funny. You might just hate this video game to begin with, like your first 2 tries, just because the other guy is kicking so much shit out of you that shit is literally leaking from your nose holes onto the game board, and you just have to walk away. But when you walk away, after about 2 minutes, you're going to think, hold on a second. That was possibly the best game I've ever played in the arcade. And then you come back. Probably get your ass kicked, but you'll eventually get the hang of it. And hopefully kick someone else's ass to where they shit themselves and leave too.
It's so true. Oh man. Well, you kind of slightly already touched on this, but now that you've, basically tell the story. How did you first get introduced to Tekken 6? Just the story of your relationship, if you will, Tekken 6. tell me how you two met.
Well, it was a cold day in autumn. My brother actually just, was like, hey, you need to try Tekken 6. Oh, Tekken 6, it's so good. And I was like, okay. And I came down, I played it. I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. That's all that really happened until it became like one of the best games I've ever seen in the arcade. Then every time I go to the arcade, it's Tekken 6! Yes, I will.
That's good. That's good. Talk about your overall impressions of the game. This is something you did talk about a little bit when you first started, but just your overall impression of Tekken 6. Just delve into it.
Very broad question.
Very broad
I will
question.
start. This might take 30 minutes. Tekken 6 is a game that may not have as smooth as a combo system as, say, Mortal Kombat Trilogy or Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. But if you've been playing this game for about 3 weeks hardcore, you'll eventually be able to make it just as smooth as those games just by, say, knocking your opponent up in the air and adding your ground combos to make them juggle and then grabbing him afterwards. So even if your combos do break in the middle of some of them and, say, knock them on the floor, you'll be able to do your second combo, which will keep the combo going and make it fluent, which adds to a new kind of game running style, which was sort of touched upon in the old Tekkens, but never really brought to fruition. In this one, they kind of sort of mastered the technique. I know I said kind of sort of. Kind of bad. But this Tekken is probably their best work yet, and if they can keep making games like this, they are going to get a lot more play in the hardcore arcade gamers. Everyone's going to start respecting Tekken again. Unlike, Tekken Tag 5, which almost got no play at all.
Damn. Oh, it's true though. Alright, what's your favorite thing, favorite feature, favorite aspect about Tekken 6?
How damn fast people's fingers look when they're playing. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I make it. It looks like they're playing like one-handed piano, like scales up the piano, but only in one spot. I can't really explain it, but I don't even have to play the game to enjoy it. I just have to like stare at the buttons.
Make sure you didn't just slap. Scoot your chair. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. There we go.
Alright, do you have any other comments you'd like to throw in about the game in general?
Lars, he's gay. And he's a cloud wannabe.
Alright, well, thank you.